This is Jason here.
Hey, it's Chris inside the Bear Studios.
This is our first ever uncensored 92.5 The Bear Tube podcast, I guess it would be.
Yeah, trying it out, trying to just talk about stuff that maybe would take up too much time on the air, or, you know, we can kind of let our feelings go and just post it up here on the YouTube channel and see what you guys think.
And yeah, I think it's a good way. We've talked a lot. You and I joke around a lot and things that maybe other people, in knowing our personalities a bit on air, would get a kick out of. So.
Well, of course, yeah, definitely. But yeah, you can't do all that stuff on the radio all the time.
Right. So today's topic, we're going to have one that was pretty interesting. I got talking with my wife about this one, was that Tommy Lee recently, his mother had passed.
Right.
And she was cremated. And he went to the mortuary, crematorium, whatever it was, to collect his mother's ashes.
Now, is it the funeral home, do you think? Or
I think
it might have to
been,
go down to the morgue.
It might have been post-wake. I don't, he didn't really specify if it was like post a service and he was taking the ashes from there, if he was going to collect them for a service down the line or what. He didn't really say. So what had occurred, he was with this girlfriend and had the ashes, and this lady came up to him and asked for a photo. She just also happened to work at where he was collecting the ashes, the urn.
Before you go any further, I mean, what kind of person goes up and asks to grab a photo while he's got the urn in his hand?
Right.
Hey, can I get in there with you in the urn? You know?
Right.
Like, how trashy is that for a photo op?
Well, I'm a fan of the wrestler The Undertaker, and I loved it old school when he came out with the urn.
Yeah,
I thought it'd be really cool.
Really great combo you got there, Tommy. Let me just snap that picture. So, okay, go on.
So the story, as he posted it, because he went on a rant on Twitter, and I think posted on his Facebook too, was that he declined the first time politely to the lady, and the lady kind of the second time, are you sure? Then I guess pushed a little further, and then he got upset and really, just kind of like,
are you sure you don't want to take a picture with your dead mother in this can right here? Are you sure you don't want to do that?
Right, yeah. This really touching moment where, if you've read his books, he speaks very closely about his relationship with his parents and how much he wishes he could have that, because his mom was Greek and his dad was an American soldier. His mom barely spoke English and his dad barely spoke Greek, and yet they had this long-term marriage and long-term love for one another.
Right.
And so, but just bad timing too.
And what blows my mind is you say she may work there?
She did work there.
So she worked there.
Yeah.
You got to know that, I mean, this is like, you work these events all the time. You know how emotional people are about just because he's a celebrity, doesn't give you the right to, I don't know, intrude on that kind of personal space, I agree with you. Just because you saw him steer his a boat with his Johnson, Yep, everyone saw that.
Everyone saw that. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying. But I think people forget that just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean they owe you anything.
No, and to pursue it after he politely refused, should have just left it at that. Okay, at least I asked, Why be a dick and go further and just be like, hey, are you sure, Tommy? Are you sure you don't want...
you are an asshole.
You're a jerk, Like, I don't see how they feel justified to come at him with that. I mean, if you look at that in any other context, just coming up to a random family, a random person that's having a funeral and asking them to take a picture with their urn in their hand, that's just disrespectful.
Right. Or even asking you to pass it over to his girlfriend or whatever. I mean, that's like his mom.
Yeah.
And they just don't get it. And the thing too is, the lady's, my understanding is that she worked there. Well, whatever happened to you understanding your duty as an employee and your job and someone's right to privacy in those moments?
They should know more than anyone. I could see if maybe a fan was standing outside, knew that Tommy was in there or something, and waited for him to come out, and still that's disrespectful. Yeah. But for somebody to work there and knowing that she was probably one of the only ones in there other than him and his family member, his girlfriend or whatever, it's just an abuse of that trust.
Yeah.
It's like she's abusing the fact that she knows that this is the only chance she's gonna get to be one-on-one with him.
Right.
And she's abusing that by wow, that's just
Right.
really low.
And people are never good. It's never good enough to anymore. If you really need that story, then just tell your friends, oh, it was really sad. I work at this funeral home and Tommy Lee's
or take a
was
picture
collecting
from the
a-
distance. Why do you got to go up to him and try and get
Right.
yourself in the
Or-
photo?
I don't know. Even that I think is creepy.
Yes,
that taking
it is creepy, but it's not as disrespectful as coming up to someone directly and asking for a photo op.
I mean,
you know,
could you just-
I mean, sure, she's like hiding behind the pew, and she's like, click, their
you
little
just
phone.
see it on the Twitter account. OMG,
Yeah.
Tommy Lee and I, excuse the urn. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah,
I don't
no-
know what she was thinking.
but people do a lot of stupid things in connecting themselves to others who have some sort of status or achievement
And
to
you-
make themselves look better. It's kind of like, look, the guy was there. You saw the guy. What more do you want out of life?
She could be also in the thing where she's trying to get money off of it.
Right.
Sell it to a tabloid.
Right.
Picture of Tommy Lee with his mother's urn.
Right.
And maybe she had other motives too.
Yeah.
Who knows with these people? They're low lifes. A lot of
Yeah.
I think people that do that kind of stuff, paparazzi, and they try and come into these private moments and invade it
Yeah.
for their own personal gain.
Yeah.
And it's sad that she worked there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really the bad part, I think.
Well, there's a lot of fans, I guess, responding
Yeah, what
on
did they-
his
what did
Facebook
they say?
and Twitter. Like, some
there-
were supportive of it, and some were kind of like, "Oh, so this gal ruins it for everybody," and that's not cool.
What, that we can't come up and take a picture with Tommy now? That's
Yeah.
what they're saying?
Yeah, that's their
Well,
perception.
at a funeral home.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Tommy, I know you're on the toilet grumping one out, but can I go ahead and pop under the stall and take a photo?
yeah, there's got to be moments in everyone's life, whether you're a high-profile celebrity or not, that you're just not bothered, And going to the funeral with your mother's urn should be one of those times where it's like, have a little class, have a little respect, Yeah, I may you may never get to meet the guy again, and it's one of your only chances, but it's just not right.
Yeah, I think there's a point where people, like you said, it isn't right. You have to have an understanding of it.
Did he let everyone know what place this was? Is he going to sue them, or?
I don't think so, and I wouldn't think he would. Hopefully that it would get back to the owners, because I know if I was a business owner, I'd be
Exactly.
like,
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
That person would be fired.
Hell
if
yeah.
I was running that place, that lady would be fired immediately. I'd make a big old press release saying, sorry about this. We're concerned about the privacy of all our clients, this and that. But they're not doing anything like that? As far as you know?
I haven't seen anything more on the story. I haven't followed up on it since I first read it a couple days ago. But yeah, absolutely. As a business owner, I'd issue any sort of apology that I could, be it a public one or not.
Yeah, that's bad.
And make it, And I'm sure that Tommy, because I guess you only meet someone for the once, but I've been in his presence a few times. And he's an incredibly gracious guy. Really nice.
Yeah, he seems
really
like
down
he would
to
be a
earth.
cool guy until you start pushing the fact of, he politely said no once, and then you just keep pushing it.
Right.
And in a situation like that, it's not like he's out in a club,
Yeah.
He's in a very private, personal time that's probably really hard for him to deal with. So why even mess with that? You know? I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, don't forget to follow our YouTube page, and we'll do the postings up on our Facebook, as well as clicking the official link at 925thebear.com.
You guys can leave any suggestions in the comments section of stuff you'd like for us to talk about, or send us an email, of course, at our main website, 925thebear.com. You guys can hit us up and let us know what you'd like to talk about. We'll probably try and do current events and music news, things like I was saying. When I get a Rolling Stone magazine in, we can kind of browse through and check out stuff and give you guys our perspective on different things.
Yeah, and sometimes we're just plain pissed off, and other times we just have stuff to laugh about, so you never know.